Will soon be so the leader. So Hoffman moving forward from 69.
Yeah, Toby Angra finished 14th in 2008. Second in 2007 was one Alexander Legkov. So he's had a very good run of results in this event and always does well on the final climb.
Well, we'll get another chance soon. So he's taking a drink on board. It's not the cola that who was it? Jakobsen was talking.
Picks up, but it looks pristine at the moment. 12.7 kilometers completed, and we will get another time split. Remember, he was a minute and a quarter ahead 2 years ago. He's got to get himself within a minute of the lead.
Now I wonder how they're getting on. Legkov pulse rate 176 seems a little low, but it is all dependent on what his maximum pulse rate is.
Maximum pulse, what is it, 220 minus your age?
That's what they reckon. This chase group is nearly catching Northug.
Harvey 119, so we're getting towards the critical stage. Martin Jonsrud Sundby is reaching the top of the climb in this stage 5 of the Tour de Ski. 35 kilometers, remember, the first 15.5 kilometers up a gradient like this, and in fact it's eased off over the last 500 meters, so most of the hard work is done now. It's a question of
Sundby's time.
Well, if he stays with the pace, that will be a fantastic effort from Dewar. Not a man we've seen a lot from in the past.
There he is.
And just
look at he really is lifting this group. So he's come a long way back to get into this second position right now.
Well, he's the fastest man out on the tracks. Let me just give you his positions in the event so far in the Tour de Ski. 46th in the prologue, 64th in the first sprint in Oberhof, 76th in the sprint in Lenzerheide, 32nd in the 15k Classic, and today he's the fastest.
By a huge, that's what's that, a minute 10 he's taken off Sundby. And making this group really work now, so he's going to drag this lead group. He's pulled 3 seconds back already since he went to the front of this pack.
Number 10 is Finn-Hågen Kroch, leading the second group. And what is the margin between the first and the second group? 1:11 was the back of it with Chernozov. They go through in one.
Just thinking of this race, Patrick, there we are, 40 minutes where it's continual work. In normal cross-country races, you're climbing uphill and you're getting a 15, 20, 30-second recovery on the fast descents. No recovery at all, so it really does, it is the strong men of cross-country skiing that are doing well here today.
Well, Senseth and Jonas Dobman close the gap between the first and the second groups at the moment. Further back we go with number 21, that's Matti Häkkinen of Finland. All credit to him for hanging on in the Tour, Mike.
Yes, tomorrow will suit him. Häkkinen in the Classic, the 10-kilometer Classic is a time trial. He really does like the time trial.
Mountains around here, well, Ospitale we went round earlier on, Pomegagnon. Of course, the Trecima, which
he is coming down the hill than it is going up, but it is very technical.
Well, there's certainly an increase in pace from Martin Jonsrud Sundby. He needs to remember the cruel climb that comes once he gets back down. Could have 2 this year, but some would argue that it's taken the withdrawal of Justyna Kowalczyk and Dario Colonia to make it possible. Do you think Kowalczyk would have won the women's with only 2 classic stages?
I don't think so. Her freestyle, this technique, she's dropped down a little in relation to the best of the rest in the women's field, I think so. That's probably why she pulled out.
Well, he will have heard that with 32.8 kilometers completed, 2.2 still to go for Jonsrud Sundby. On fresh legs, he could complete that in under 6 minutes, but I think it might be a fraction longer than that today. The snow conditions a little bit slower than they were last year. We've got new snow that's fallen in the last 24 hours. Great for the pictures, not so good for the ski speed, but I think they'll all be happy that they're on fresh, natural snow for one of the first times this year.
I think we're going to see some
Northug as they come towards the last 2.2 kilometers.
In terms of sprint finishing to pick up the second place and those precious 10 seconds bonus, I think Alex Harvey, I know he's at the back at the moment, has a good chance of, if he can stay with it over this next 1.8 kilometres.
Harvey versus Nortug perhaps in the sprint finish for the bonus seconds available. The 15 seconds surely are going to Martin Jonsrud Sundby. The second chasing group containing Robin Duvillard of France, number 30. The man out front, I think that looked like Larry Lehtinen of Finland. Number 18 at the back is Danny Ricketson, the tall man who was 13th in the Tour last year. He finished 9th in 2011. I thought Ricketson might be on for a top 10 finish again this year, but it looks as though that is going to be, well, it's still very possible. It's still possible. And the gap
Mentally right now.
Well, the tempo doesn't look very good. And for once he switches into skate one, going down into third gear for pretty much the first time on the entire race as Jonsrud Sundby goes through 34 kilometres, and this is the high point of the course. He's got a couple of small uphill bits on the way back down into the stadium, but most of the hard work is done now as the chasing groups start to close. Are they getting closer? 17-18 seconds at the moment. They were 1 minute 10 seconds behind, and doing the work at the front, as he has been for the last 7-8 kilometres, Chris Jespersen of Norway.
I thought Harvey would. He was almost at the back of this group last time we saw them through the stadium. Harvey is definitely lining up to try and get second place, pick up the 10 seconds bonus.
Well, it's going to be a furious finish, and I think Ledkov knows that he needs the bonus seconds as well, because he's good on the Alpe d'Huez, but is he good enough to close down over a minute on the current Tour leader, Martin Jonsrud Sundby? And so certainly Ledkov will go for the 10 seconds bonus. Nortug will be in there because he won't be able to help himself but go for the bonus seconds. And you think Alex Harvey, I'm just a little concerned that with all the sprinting Alex Harvey's done already, that the fatigue that we saw 2 days ago might still be in those legs.
Interesting, and of course, and it'll be an hour 20 by the time they come back into the stadium.
Harvey certainly looks better facially. He looks a bit more relaxed than he was 2 days ago in Lenzerheide. There's
Larry Lehtinen. He's just lost contact with that group. This has got to be an amazing feeling for Sundby.
Well, Sundby's still working very hard up over the stadium for the final time and then down into the finish. What a brilliant performance it's been. Never threatened by anyone else at any stage. He opened up a massive margin in the first 3 kilometres and he's held on to it since then. Once he was over a minute, he must have thought he can change his tactics, but he's kept it going, kept the pace going, and it's been an immaculate performance. The skiing technically has been perfect from start to finish. 35,000 metres of effort coming in from Martin Jonsrud Sundby.
It's not, that is how good he is, the standard in which he's got his amazing freestyle.
Now building up for the sprint finish, and Petter Nortug, who's not led the chase group at any stage, comes to the front with just 500 metres to go. Right on his tail, number 7. That's Alexander Ledkov, who won't want the Norwegian to get the bonuses, and Kalle Halvorsen, who lies in second in the Tour, right on the outside shoulder of Petter Nortug. Round the final corner, then that familiar burst from Nortug with 120 metres to go. Nortug leading at the moment. Halvorsen just with the slightly slower tempo, losing ground. Tour of Austria hanging on in there, but it's still Nortug who leads. Alex Harvey gets third, and in fourth position, Kalle Halvorsen. So 3 of the top 4 in the standings finish, in fact, the top 4 pretty much exactly the same, Mike. Sundby, Halvorsen, Harvey, Nortug at the start of today. At the end of today, Sundby, Harvey, Halvorsen, Ledkov.
What a race.
Great effort from Nortug. First sprint he's won this year.